So we'll begin with the awards from the Office of the Dean, and Dr. Lazar will handle the first award.
The first award is the Endowed Honor Scholarship, which is awarded to students who achieve a high level of academic performance. The recipients are Bilal Aslam, Paige Mars, and Aladiyami Osho.
Our second award is the Jadwin Honor Scholarship. The Jadwin Honor Scholarship is awarded to students who achieve a high level of academic performance. The recipient of the Jadwin Honor Scholarships are Abdo Saman, Akash Varma, and David Zaki.
The Yudkowsky Honor Scholarships are awarded to students who achieve a high level of academic performance. This year's recipients are Edwin Dynasty, Neha Gupta, and Asli Sinar.
The American Medical Women's Association Glasgow Rubin Certificates of Commendation are awarded to recognize the achievements of the women in the top 10% of the graduating class. There are many recipients this year. The recipients are Carrie Adler, Amy Allen, Miriam Andrewser, Stephanie Biondi, Fanny Chan, Jessica Chomsky, Courtney Connolly, Jessica Delanty, Sarah Friedman, Paige Herman, Haley Hudlison, Natasha Masub, Akia Mairi, Aladiyami Osho, Stephanie Serrato, and Jenny Wu.
The Merck Awards are from the pharmaceutical company, and they acknowledge academic achievement in medical studies. This year's recipients are Fanny Chan, Jessamine Fazli, Safraz Hamid, John Hurd, and Jin Kain Oh.
The Fred H. and Sadie Sirkin Achievement Award is awarded to a female student for academic excellence. The recipient this year is Jenny Wu.
The Eugene B. Feigelson MD Scholarship was established by former Dean Feigelson. This merit scholarship is awarded to a medical student who has demonstrated academic excellence in the pursuit of their career. This year's recipient is Andrew Hassanzal.
The Medical Society of New York Community Service Award is awarded to a medical student to acknowledge outstanding community service, whether related or unrelated to medicine. And this year, we're honored to present that award to Jasmine Walker. The SUNY Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence is a special award that is given by the SUNY Chancellor every year. This award acknowledges graduating students who have been recognized for academic excellence, career achievements, and community service and leadership. I'm honored to ask Dr. Lazar to present these three students with the Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence.
This year's Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence goes to Thomas Monahan, Akaya Mairi, and Amelia Storman.
Congratulations to all of the winners of the Dean's Office Awards for this year.
To present the Alumni Office Awards, I'd like to introduce Dr. Daniel Beckles.
Hi, good day. As president of the Alumni Association, it is my pleasure to present two awards created in honor of two exceptional SUNY Downstate alumni. These awards represent the incredible dedication our alumni provide to support current and future medical school students. I am honored to present our first award, the Nathan Spitzer MD Year of 1925 Honor Achievement Award in Cardiovascular and Pulmonary Medicine. This award was established by Dr. Adrienne Siegel, daughter of Dr. Nathan Spitzer, class of 1925, in memory of her father, for a graduating medical student who exhibits excellence in cardiovascular and pulmonary medicine. Recipient is Paige Putman. Paige performed outstandingly in the Unit 5 Cardiovascular, Renal, and Respiratory course in Foundation of Medicine phase of the curriculum. Paige will be starting her residency in internal medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston in June of 2021. Congratulations, Paige. Job well done. This academic year will be the first time the Alumni Association has the privilege of awarding a student the Dr. Warren E. Enker Award. Organized this year by Dr. Enker's wife, Joan, family, and friends, this award was established in honor and memory of Dr. Warren E. Enker, class of 1967. This award recognizes a student demonstrated a set of human qualities which are rare and highly prized in any profession, especially medicine. These qualities are, but not limited to, authenticity, integrity, and the ability to collaborate. The candidate must be a skilled and compassionate communicator who actively listens and assesses the narrative and the situation being presented while maintaining a consistent and high level of concentration, which leads to a full foundation of clarity, comfort, and trust. The recipient of this award is Tobin Machu. Tobin was nominated by a fellow student for his warmth and compassion with a steadfast commitment to excellence. Tobin immediately puts others at ease with his personable and kind manner and manages to demonstrate his staggering expertise while maintaining his humility and sense of humor. He's a hard worker, team player, and a brilliant and kind clinician who will do a tremendous amount of good for his patients and anyone he meets. Congratulations, Tobin, and congratulations to our alumni for donations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Beckles. Our next awards are going to be the awards from the Student Center that are going to be introduced by Mr. Skylar Hook from the Student Center.
There I am. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry. There we are. Lifetime of membership is awarded to those individuals who've actually made a huge difference here in the Student Center or at our programs, not necessarily being employees of the Student Center, but often involved with the Student Center Governing Board and just general helper bee, worker bees. And this year's recipients of our lifetime membership for our Student Center goes to Megan Chang, Ryan Pang, Lauren Vicente, and Billy Yang. And here is Adam Berkman.
Hello. And the next award, it's the Gladys Mancotti Award. This goes to a student worker who has worked for us for multiple years and has been tremendous for us. I've known him since he was a first year med student. He came right into the Student Center, started working. I quickly trained him to manager, and he's been with us when we came back and reopened in March. He was one of my first employees back on staff. And even when we were virtual, he stuck with us the entire time. So I'm proud to give this award to Rohan Manny, and good luck. You know, you're gonna be a great doctor.
Thank you, Adam and Skylar. Going back to present the Academic Development Award for Excellence in Leadership and Teaching. These awards are awarded in recognition of enthusiastic and conscientious contributions to enhancing the academic achievements of their fellow students. And I'm honored to present these awards to Brandon De Silva and Connor Stewart. Our next set of awards are the Jennifer Timbrook Memorial Award to be presented by Dr. Eva Kramer.
This award was established with much affection by students, faculty, and administrators in memory of Jennifer Timbrook, who died November 6, 1995, during her third year of medical school. In each graduating class, there are special students like Jennifer, whose contributions and selfless service enrich the lives of their classmates and other members of the Downstate community. This year, we honor Thomas Flagello and Jonathan Leong. Congratulations.
And now to announce the winners of the Pathway Awards.
I've been working with these students for 4 years, and they know, all know that I have lots to say. The directors of the Medical Educator Pathway are pleased to celebrate the graduation of our 2021 class and their participation in the pathway through 4 years of medical school. Over the next decade, medical education will be transformed, and these are the young physicians that we want by our side to help us accomplish this. Starting with the Medical Educator Pathway Certificate of Merit Award. This award recognizes graduating students who demonstrated time and commitment to completing the pathway requirements for near-peer teaching, medical education scholarship, institutional committee service, and mentorship of junior medical students at the College of Medicine. All MEP students have collaborated with peers, faculty, and administrators in curriculum-relevant committees that contribute to educational policy and curriculum for the medical school. They have represented SUNY Downstate at national or regional meetings to present their medical education work, publish their work in peer-reviewed platforms, or facilitated important, timely discussions with medical educator faculty and administrators from around the world. The collective contributions of this year's awardees for the Certificate of Merit Award include, but are not limited to, coordinating recruitment and faculty development for near-peer clinical educator program, teaching physical exam and clinical skills to their junior peers in the foundation's curriculum, developing and implementing an innovative and interactive resident as teacher session on the importance of resident role modeling for the medical students, working with faculty to revise, improve, or create foundations and clerkship curriculum, completing medical education research on step 2 or the virtual residency interview process, getting a new MS4 near-peer teaching elective accepted, and working with medical students in the tri-state area to lead the development of dozens of programs to incorporate medical students into the healthcare workforce during the first 5 months of the pandemic. Please recognize the following students for this Certificate of Merit Award: Aladiemi Osho, Amarachi Uwaga, Clara Wilson, Sadaka Chowdhury, Rebecca Walton, Sejal Shah, Tijan Shah, Jennifer Grossman, Asli Sinar, Anjali Jamin, and Natasha Masood. The Medical Educator Pathway Certificate of Distinction Award is the next special award that recognizes these graduating students who made outstanding leadership contributions promoting the goals of the Medical Educator Pathway. The recipient students demonstrated commitment, excellence, and maturity in their achievements in the areas of teaching, education administration, scholarship, curriculum development, and mentorship. We are proud to have awardees this year who were strongly committed to the medical educator goals that they set for themselves. They have presented their work at national and regional medical education meetings or have contributed to publications on their work. Their specific contributions have substantially increased the impact that the MedEd pathway has made on our College of Medicine curriculum. From her first year at Downstate, Stephanie Biondi has played a major role to improve our gender-affirming curriculum and learning environment at Downstate. She created and facilitated small group transgender care sessions for the Foundation's curriculum and for the Pediatrics clerkship, now both an ongoing part of the curriculum. Jacqueline Benayoun played a major role with her partner, Aladiemi Osho, in working with faculty to transition formerly in-person sessions to a virtual format and introduce new platforms to faculty, favorites with Foundation students. Jacqueline has contributed more near-peer teaching hours to her junior colleagues than any student ever at the College of Medicine. Anna Marie Lopez, with her partners Teachin Shah and Amarachi Iwaga, developed the first medical education blog by medical students for medical students called The Downstate of Mind. She has contributed to developing and publishing our cardiorespiratory simulation session in Foundations, and also played a collaborative role in helping faculty transition from in-person teaching to remote digital teaching of gross anatomy on Zoom with the new class of novice medical students. Please join me and congratulate all graduates of the MedEd pathway. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Eisner. Our next set of awards are for the clinical neurosciences pathway, which will be presented by Dr. Lisa Merlin.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I don't see myself. I don't know if they can see me or not. But in any case, I'm Lisa Merlin. I'm director of the Clinical Neurosciences Pathway. The Clinical Neurosciences Pathway was founded in 2004, which makes it Downstate's very first pathway. It is a program of advanced studies that provides opportunities for students to indulge in a variety of neuroscience relevant activities above and beyond their required coursework. One of the most popular components of this program is the Mystery Case of the Month competition. Each month, the first respondent with the best analysis is declared a winner. In this year's graduating class, there are 6 students who have been winners at some point or other over the past 4 years. So I'd like to first acknowledge those particular students: Adam Aben, Syed Rahman, Dylan Wolf, and Tracy Yee, each won once over the past 3 years. And Thomas Flagiolo and Sarah Friedman won an impressive 3 times each. So congratulations to you guys especially. Now, while every Downstate student is welcome to participate in any component of the CNS pathway, regardless of membership status, only those who pass all mandatory neuroscience coursework in our College of Medicine curriculum and participate consistently in all required academic components of the CNS pathway throughout their time at Downstate are recognized formally by the school as graduates of the Clinical Neurosciences pathway. So without further ado, I would like to acknowledge the 14 students who are this year's graduates. They are Adam Aben, Michael Dolan, William Andrew Engel, Thomas Flagiolo, Sarah Friedman, Dan Gordon, Haley Huddleston, Elizabeth Murray, Syed Rahman, Wei Ming Tang, Eric Taub, Akash Verma, Dylan Wolf, and Tracy Yee. My hearty congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Merlin. To present the Health Equity Advocacy Leadership Pathway Certificate of Distinction, I call upon my colleague, Dean Carla Booten Foster.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to present the HEAL pathway, or as Dr. Lazar said, Health Equity Advocacy Leadership Pathway Certificate of Distinction. The HEAL pathway is designed for students who are committed to addressing health disparities by promoting health equity and tackling issues pertaining to social determinants of health. This award recognizes graduating students who've been outspoken champions for health equity and who've committed themselves to effecting lasting change at SUNY Downstate through outreach, research, and patient care. So this year, Dr. Roman and I, co-director of the Health Equity and Social Justice and Health Equity Advocacy Leadership Pathway, also known as the Social Determinants of Health Pathway, we are honored to present the award to Anjali Jaiman. Anjali spearheaded the first social justice conference at SUNY Downstate. She also developed social justice podcasts and blogs, and we are indebted to Anjali for her vision, her voice, and for taking a stance against injustice. Congratulations, Anjali.
Thank you, Dr. Booten Foster. Our next set of awards are the departmental awards, and the first department up is the Department of Anesthesiology. To present the Department of Anesthesiology Award, Dr. Dennis Demakulangan.
Good evening, everybody. Every year, the Department of Anesthesiology gives out 2 awards to deserving medical student graduates: an award for clinical excellence and an award for excellence in research. The Dr. Joseph Giffen Award for Clinical Excellence is named in honor of Dr. Joseph Giffen. Dr. Giffen was a professor of anesthesiology and was executive vice chairman in the Department of Anesthesiology at SUNY Downstate and was chairman of anesthesiology at the Long Island College Hospital. Dr. Giffen was a physician of multiple talents and outstanding clinical skills. He was also a dedicated educator. This award is given to the student who exemplified the qualities personified by Dr. Giffen. This year's recipient performed exceptionally well in his third-year clerkship and his fourth-year elective rotation, displaying exceptional clinical skills and strong work ethic, professionalism, and excellent fund of knowledge. The award is given to Alexander Chi. Alex will pursue his anesthesia residency training at the NYU Grossman School of
Well,
Medicine.
I do have a big red spot.
Congratulations, Alex.
Got the screen share.
The Dr. Gerard Wolf Award for Excellence in Research is named in honor of Dr. Gerard Wolf. Dr. Wolf was a professor of anesthesiology and the vice chair for research. Dr. Wolf was a researcher, mentor, lecturer, and author. His research involved the investigation and analysis of the flammability of materials, equipment, and gases in the operating room. This award is given to the student who exemplified the qualities personified by Dr. Wolf. This year's recipient was involved in several research projects in our department. He presented in the ASA annual meeting the baseline characteristics of the acute pain management service at SUNY Downstate. He wrote and presented at the American Society of Regional Anesthesia and Pain Medicine 2 systematic reviews and meta-analysis, namely the impact of neuraxial analgesia on outcomes following radical cystectomy and the impact of the versus abdominis plane block on post-operative outcomes following laparoscopic renal surgery. He eventually published the work in urologic oncology. This award is given to Daniel Cao. Daniel will pursue his anesthesia residency training at Maimonides Medical Center. Congratulations, Daniel.
Thank you, Dr. Demacky-Langen. Next, to introduce the awards for the Department of Cell Biology, I call upon Drs. John Kuby and Samuel Marquez.
Hi, can you hear me? This is John Kuby. So the Jack Way Memorial Award is for the anatomical sciences. And I'll tell you a little bit about Dr. Jack Way. There are 2 aspects. One is her academic contributions. The other is just how she was a friend and such a strong personality, lending to the feel of Downstate's uniqueness. So Jackie taught gross anatomy, neuroanatomy, and histology at Downstate from the mid-1960s up until her death in 2008. Although you graduating students did not know Jackie directly, you learned from her. The anatomy courses you had are the product of Downstate's academic practices, which evolved over time. And Jackie made huge contributions to these practices. And I, for one, think that you are getting just the top level anatomy courses. And Jackie was one of Downstate's teaching greats. She was not only great with med students, directly teaching them, but she was also a mentor and role model for younger faculty, like me at one time. I'm remembering when I was a grad student and she urged, quote unquote, me to give a series of practice lectures. After each practice, she gave gentle comments. This repeated until we both felt the lecture was good enough to present to students. The lessons about teaching style and the way you do it are myriad. I had them. I know that Dr. Kramer and many, many others learned lots and lots from Jackie. Jackie was also a remarkable personality. And she was very thin. She had somewhat crooked posture. She wore jewelry that was inappropriate, but inappropriate for the specific gross anatomy lab of the day. And you can imagine the various anatomical structures on her earrings. She had a sly and gently sarcastic wit. Every year, a talented student would impersonate Jackie at the student faculty show, exaggerating some of her many idiosyncrasies. Each year was funnier than the last. We all loved them, loved each one of them, including Jackie. I wonder if any of these are saved on video or film. I'd just love to see them again. Remarkable students and remarkable Jackie. So my strong congratulations to the Jack Way awardees carrying on the excellence in anatomy here at Downstate. Dr. Marquez will tell you more about the awardees.
Thank you, John. So let me just first present the awards and then just conclude with what happened this afternoon. So I didn't know that the recipients were aware that they were getting an award, but so I was kind of treading lightly as I communicated with them earlier this afternoon, because I had an idea of sharing my screen and putting a picture so that people can see and put a face to the recipients receiving this award. And so I'll get back to that in just one second, but because of constraints of time and equitable distribution of time, we decided not to do that. So the Jacqueline Jakeway Award for Excellence in the Anatomical Sciences goes to Maureen Costa and Paige Herman. So I didn't want them to go scrambling and finding their best picture with the best smile. And so I sent each of them an email. I think I spoke to Paige and said, forget about the picture, but I got a great email from Marin, I'm sorry, I keep mispronouncing her name. And I just want to just share that with you. Just give me a second. So I apologize, and this is what she said. She said, and I hope I'm not betraying any confidences. I think it's sweet. No problem. Thank you again for the award. I will always remember my days in the anatomy lab as I pursue my career as a surgeon. So I thank you, Marin. As you know, our dean, Dr. Bruno Cardi, is not only a surgeon, but he just, as editor-in-chief, got his classic gold standard textbook, Schwartz Principles of Surgery, which is on its 11th edition. And I think he would appreciate those words as well. So congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Kuby and Dr. Marquez. Our next award, also from the Department of Cell Biology, presented by Dr. Chris Roman.
I believe there's a second Jackway Award.
Oh.
I think that's Dr. Roman's role for the Craig.
Dr. Roman?
Oh my God, he says, I can't unmute, he says.
Next slide. Okay.
So if he can't go.
There we go. I'll be very brief. Thanks for that. My role here is to introduce the John P. Craig Award for academic excellence in microbiology and immunology. This is sort of a nostalgic memento for microbiology and immunology that you first encountered in the preclinical, way back in the preclinical years in Unit 3. And we use this as just as a remembrance of Dr. Craig, who was really a pillar, one of the pillar faculty in microbiology at Downstate. He was an eminent physician scientist, a gifted educator, valued mentor. He also had a public health degree, and that figured very prominently into his work. As many of our medical students, he was really diverse in his interests and his talents. He was a battalion surgeon during the Korean War. He was a preventive medicine officer and an epidemiologist. And so some of his medical contributions in microbiology and infectious disease include recognition of hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, and he identified a new hantavirus. And eventually at Downstate, he became internationally known for his work, mainly in cholera and in diphtheria, but mainly the mechanism of cholera toxin. We recognize him and remember him preclinically because he was an instrumental in developing interactive sessions with students like POPs. And for reasons like that, he was also acknowledged as a distinguished teaching professor by the State University of New York. And so this year, we're very happy to acknowledge Dr. Mohammed Abosira, or soon to be Dr. Mohammed Abosiria, with the Craig Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Roman. To present the award for the Department of Dermatology, I call upon the departmental chair, Dr. Edward Heilman.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you very much for allowing me to have this opportunity. It's an honor to present the Alan Schleter Award for Excellence in Dermatologic Research. Alan was a founding chair of the Department of Dermatology. He was a world-renowned dermatologist and professor and chair for close to 40 years. He was also my mentor. He was an expert clinician, a skilled teacher, and he was revered by those who work with him. This award is given in his honor. And this year's award for excellence in dermatologic research is given to Natasha Massoud. Natasha worked on investigating the effects of LED red light on human skin fibroblasts and the impact on the cell cycle. Her work was really extraordinary. I was involved with it. I knew what she did, and I have to tip my hat to her because she did outstanding work. We were also very, very privileged to have Natasha come to us as a first-year resident in dermatology after her provisional year. So I salute her, and I thank I thank all of you for having this event because it really means a lot to everybody. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Heilman. Our next award is from the Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. Linda Fan.
Good evening. I'm Linda Fan, the Clerkship Director for Emergency Medicine, and I have the distinct pleasure of presenting the Society for Academic Emergency Medicine's Award for Medical Student Excellence. SAEM supports students who contribute to the advancement of emergency medicine and honors an outstanding student who shows exceptional promise and leadership among their peers. Stephanie Serrato, I have the honor of presenting this award to you as SUNY Downstate's 2021 recipient. Stephanie demonstrated outstanding clinical acumen, was loved by residents, faculty, and staff alike, and most importantly, was on time to all of her clinical shifts and didactics. Congratulations, Stephanie. I speak for our department and especially the program directors. We will miss you and wish you well at Montefiore and Jacobi next year.
Thank you, Dr. Fan. To present the awards for the Department of Family Medicine, I call upon the departmental chair, Dr. Montgomery Douglas.
I'm pleased to present the Hyman Merenstein, MD, Excellence in Family Medicine Graduation Award. This award is in remembrance of a wonderful family physician, epidemiologist, and devoted teacher of medical students in family medicine at Downstate. He was a dedicated and humane doctor and voluntary faculty member in family medicine from 1970 to 1998. This award recognizes clinical excellence, dedicated service, and devotion to and the interest and promotion of family medicine. It's my distinct pleasure to present this award to Nicole Sigard and Rebecca Walton.
Thank you, Dr. Douglas. Our next award is the Robert Furchgott Medical Student Award for Excellence in Research, and that'll be presented by Dr. Mark Stewart.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Hi, my name is Mark Stewart. I'm the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, and it's my honor to present the Robert Furchgott Award for Excellence in Research. For those of you who are in attendance who might not know, Bob Furchgott was a longtime member and chair of the Department of Pharmacology here at Downstate, but he's recognized around campus for the fact that he, in 1998, was a co-winner of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his work on demonstrating that nitric oxide, a gaseous molecule, was an important signaling molecule in dilating smooth muscle. And that work led to a number of therapies that modulate nitric oxide function. So it's a remarkable accomplishment by Bob Furstcott, and we honor his contributions to the campus as chair and investigator, and recognize his research accomplishments by naming this award after him. This year's recipient is Amelia Storman, an MD PhD student whose thesis work was focused on estrogen signaling and its impact on opiate action in pain relief. And so you met Amelia earlier. She's one of the Chancellor's Award winners, but Amelia's an extraordinary woman, and she's recognized with this prize for her thesis research. Congratulations, Amelia.
Thank you, Dean Stewart. Next, to present the award for the Department of Internal Medicine, I call upon the departmental chair, Dr. Mauro Salafu.
Good evening, and congratulations to all the class of 2021. And especially for those who are going to internal medicine. We actually applaud all of you, but I'm here to present the Eli A. Friedman Award in Distinction in Medicine to 4 individuals who actually exemplified who Eli Friedman actually stood for. Dr. Friedman was in the class of 1958. He rose to become the first person in the United States to perform dialysis at Downstate. So for those of you who don't know, dialysis was actually first performed in the USA at Downstate, so we are very proud of that. He also became a stellar academician, clinician. He was just a master teacher on the wards. Anyone who got a chance to know Eli Friedman knew how outstanding his clinical acumen was. These 4 students actually exemplified that. And I would like to call their names. Jeffrey Arraes, Brandon Da Silva, Pakinam Meki, Liana Smith. And I'd like to say a few words about each of them, just very briefly. Jeffrey is from Connecticut, went to Wesleyan University. While he was there, he was a Howard Hughes Scholar, which is outstanding to begin with. Then he joined, after college, he joined the Rockefeller Institute in Manhattan, where he worked with the Nobel laureate, Dr. Paul, in molecular mechanisms of major depressive disorders. Then at Downstate, when he was admitted to Downstate, he found Dr. Jeffrey Wise, who is the chair of urology, my colleague, and they did some work in Nocturia, which was published in very prestigious journals. He was also awarded the Alpha Omega Alpha, a member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society. Comments from the faculty include he was extremely humble and intelligent, and one of the most sought out students by residents, and also one of the persons to be successful in internal medicine. He's going to Columbia University for his internal medicine residency, which is outstanding. The second person is Brandon. Brandon is a New Yorker. He went to GW, George Washington University in Washington, DC. He, after college, worked with Dr. David Stevenson at the Cold Spring Harbor Labs, which is an outstanding labs for DNA and genetic studies. He came to Downstate and he did phenomenal. He was a USMLE Step 1 tutor. He was in a number of institutional committees, including the Committee on Admissions for the College of Medicine. He was awarded distinction in the Foundations of Medicine in the second year. Some of the comments from the faculty include Brandon is a star medical student who went above and beyond for his patients. He's going to Stanford University for his internal medicine. So Columbia, Stanford. The third person is Pakinam. Pakinam is also a New Yorker. He went to the Wagner College, and while he was there, he worked on Alzheimer's disease. He was able to publish very nicely in that subject. At Downstate, he worked with Dr. Lazar, looking at nocturia as well. And he did very well. That also led to abstract presentations. Some of the comments from the faculty include her level of medical knowledge is impressive. She is the strongest medical student I have worked with since I became an attending. She is going to Vanderbilt for her internal medicine residency. And the last recipient is Liana Rose Smith. Liana is a Manhattanian. She is a New Yorker. She went to Northwestern University for her college. And while she was there, she majored in 2 areas, neurobiology and creative writing. She was actually part of an Amazon Echo writing group that actually made some very important contributions. She also, after college, went to Montefiore University, Montefiore Albert Einstein College of Medicine to do research there as a research coordinator in the heart failure program. At Downstate, she did very well. A number of committees and activities that she participated in. Some of the comments from the faculty include, Liana is a fast learner and an outstanding student. She's the best third-year student that I have had in my 10 years at Downstate. She has the ability to perform all the physical exams and history and be able to make a diagnosis. She's going to Northwell Health System in Long Island for her residency. So thank you on behalf of all the faculty for this outstanding performance to the 4 of the graduating students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salafu. Our next awards are from the John Connolly Center, and then they'll be presented by Dean Mark Stewart.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm pinch hitting, and Kathleen Powderly will not mind my use of that word because we're both avid Mets fans. But I'm pinch hitting for Dr. Kathleen Powderly, who's the director and founder, actually, of the John Connolly Center of Medical Ethics and Humanities here at Downstate. These awards are given in honor of Dr. John J. Connolly, an otolaryngologist who died in 1999 at the age of 87. Dr. Connolly was a legend in his time, recognized worldwide for his significant contributions that he made to head and neck cancer treatment. His unique combination of knowledge, surgical dexterity, and high ethical values set him apart as someone who profoundly influenced his field and the lives of students and colleagues that he had contact with. So there are 2 categories here. First is excellence in medical ethics and humanities. And the recipients here, am I reading the, no, I don't see the slide. There we go. So the excellence in medical ethics and humanities recognition goes to Jack Hesberg, Anjali Jaiman, Katharina Lubin, and Chanel Simmons. The second category are the John J. Connolly Scholar in Clinical and Translational Research Ethics. And the recipients of this recognition go to, again, Jack Hesberg, Elizabeth Murray, Anjali Jaiman, Michael Capelli, Jenny Paredes. And Michael Capelli and Jenny Paredes are from the School of Graduate Studies. All the other students are from the College of Medicine. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you again, Dean Stewart. Next is the first of the awards for the Department of Neurology, and I'm pleased to call upon Dr. Brian and Siska.
The American Academy of Neurology sponsors a medical student prize for excellence in neurology. This prize is awarded annually to a graduating medical student who exemplifies outstanding scientific achievement and clinical acumen in neurology, outstanding personal qualities of integrity and compassion, and shows the most promise for a highly successful career in neurology. This year's recipient is Thomas Fled Giolo, who meets all these criteria. He earned honors on the clerkship, scoring an impressive 99th percentile on the NBME exam. He's a member of AOA, a graduate of the clinical neurosciences pathway. And when COVID struck, he was instrumental in creating for us a virtual stroke code simulation that we plan on continuing to use for our clerkship as a mandatory component, even after COVID is long over. We are delighted he's decided to pursue a career in neurology. He's going to do his residency at NYU. So Tom, the American Academy of Neurology presents you with this award. It's this lovely medal, but we know you'd probably prefer some money. So we are going to cut you a check to go with that. So we'll watch your mail for it. Congratulations.
I'd like to present the Abram Max Rabiner Award to Sarah Friedman. Let me just talk about Dr. Rabiner briefly. Dr. Rabiner was the first chief of neurology. He was actually a division chief in the 1950s. He had a very distinguished career. He was one of those great neurologists between World War I and World War II, graduate of Albany Medical School, and he had positions at all the major hospitals in New York, including Montefiore, Mount Sinai, and NYU. He came to Long Island College Hospital, which was, of course, the major hospital of Downstate, what to be Downstate at the time, in 1937, and he was there till 1954. In 1954, he came to Kings County in Downstate, and he was famed for his teaching and rounds that he gave in one of the classrooms at Kings County. He retired in 1962 and went to Florida, and he was well known even in Florida for being a guest at their grand rounds, University of Miami, and he passed away in 1980 at the age of 88. Now, he wrote about many topics in neurology, neuropsychiatry, bladder control, etc., as neurologists of that time did. Now, Sarah Friedman is a truly outstanding and quite wonderful person. I first came across her when she was one of my students, when I was the student preceptor in third year. I had not met her before, and I was incredibly impressed, not just by her amazing knowledge and ability to think and great clinical maturity, but also by her personality and kindness to the other students. And she continued to excel in this. In fourth year, she did a sub-internship, mainly at Maimonides Hospital, and participated in writing a little monograph, which is used by medical students. She's a graduate of the University of Rochester, obtaining distinction in neuroscience and minoring in psychology. And she was made a member of Alpha Omega Alpha in October of 2020. She is a great asset to whichever program takes her. And in fact, she's going to be going to New York Hospital, Presbyterian, New York Hospital, Cornell used to be New York Hospital, Cornell. And she's one of our few students who's gotten into the Cornell neurology program in the last 10 or so years. And I cannot express my appreciation of having a student like this. In addition to everything else, she was an active member of the Brooklyn Free Society, Free Clinic, raised money for expenses, and did everything else, did research, and really participated very much in extramural affairs. But this went totally together with her personality. So we're awarding the Abram Max Rabiner Award in Neurology to Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you, Drs. Merlin and Ansiska. Next, Dr. Kayana Ward will present the awards for the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology.
Good evening. Thank you for the honor of presenting these two awards from the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. The first award is the Morris Glass. The Morris Glass Award is given to the student that is the best clinical performance on their third year rotation. A little bit about Dr. Glass. Dr. Morris Glass was a graduate of SUNY Downstate Medical Center and did his residency in obstetrics and gynecology here at Downstate. In 1955, at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, when it was founded, Dr. Glass served as the first chairman in the OBGYN department at Einstein. He helped shape its foundations, recruited talented faculty and house staff, placed an emphasis on comprehensive clinical education on medical students, residents, and fellows. Also encouraged vigorous programs of research in the basic sciences and related clinical areas, and position the department to take its place among the top programs in the country. The early success of the department is the story to his achievements during his tenure as chairman. It is my pleasure to present this year's award recipient to Miriam Andrusser, who will be doing her residency, will be taking her talents to Boston at Brigham and Women's, Harvard. So congratulations, really proud of you. And the next award I will be presenting is the Abram Ranji Award. The Ranji Award is given to the student that has a promising career in the field of OBGYN. And a little bit about Dr. Ranji. He received his medical degree at Long Island College Hospital here in Brooklyn in 1900. He worked at a variety of hospitals, including the Lebanon Hospital in the Bronx and Hospital for Joint Diseases. He was a founder of and a surgeon at the Jewish Maternity Hospital and the Bedford Maternity Hospital, and a consulting gynecologist at the Rockaway Beach Hospital in Queens. In 1914, he was among the first doctors in the United States to ease pain. Dr. Ranji was active in many health and welfare organizations and was a trustee of the Federation of Jewish Philanthropies. He was an author of more than 100 articles and monographs, and he died in 1949. It is my pleasure to present this year's award recipient to Oladuni Ogundipe. I'm going to pronounce the last name. I'm going to get it. Oladuni Ogundipe. I hope I got it right. She will be doing her residency in OBGYN at Stony Brook. Okay, so congratulations, Dooney. I'm proud of you both. And congratulations to the class of 2021.
The next award is for the Department of Ophthalmology, and I have the honor of presenting this award today. The Outstanding Medical Student in Ophthalmology Award is awarded to the medical student who exemplifies admirable and ideal qualities as a future ophthalmologist. And I'm honored to present this award to Royce Park.
Thank you, Dean Putman. To present the award for the Department of Orthopedics, I call upon the departmental chair, Dr. Bill Urban.
Thanks. The Pavlides Memorial Award was established in memory of Dr. Christopher Pavlides, who received his medical degree at Downstate and later taught orthopedic surgery here in the 1970s and 1980s. In his honor, every year, one graduating medical student entering orthopedic surgery is selected to receive recognition for their efforts. While we had a number of qualified students entering orthopedic surgery, one student really distinguished herself and is the recipient of this year's award. It gives me great pleasure to present Haley Huddleston with the 2021 Christopher Pavlides Memorial Award. Haley is a real superstar, and next year will be performing her orthopedic residency at the Hospital for Special Surgery. Since 1985, she's only the third downstate medical student to match there. Congratulations, Haley.
Thank you, Dr. Urban. The next award is from the Department of Otolaryngology, Dr. Richard Rosenfeld.
Thank you. And this award is for our top student during the sub-internships. This is a especially talented, committed, and sincere individual who actually developed his passion for otolaryngology in childhood, confirmed it in medical school. His name is Sen Ninan. He was inducted into AOA, has a plethora of clinical honors. He was an outstanding TA in anatomy, the secretary of the ENT club, and an executive board member, and a RISE counselor for HIV in the Brooklyn Free Clinic. He did a research here at Mount Sinai and ended up with 21 research entries on his application, including a clinical research award at a national ENT meeting. My only regret is that he will be training at Yale and not at Downstate, but fortunately we have another superstar resident coming to us from Downstate, Billy Yang, who won an award earlier. So congratulations, Sen. We're sure he's going to be a superstar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rosenfeld. I'm pleased to introduce the chair of the Department of Pathology, Dr. Jenny Libyan, to announce this year's departmental awards.
In pathology, seeing is believing. And we had the pleasure of seeing Ryan Chechi, Courtney Connolly, and Andrew Hazenzal achieve excellence in pathology. And we believe they have very bright futures in their residencies at University of Michigan, Columbia, New York Presbyterian, and Northwell. Ryan, Courtney, and Andrew both had excellent clinical rotations with us, and also important research or teaching achievements. Ryan helped investigate the role of nucleolar integrity in Alzheimer's disease, and also helped develop COVID-19 antibody testing. And his photo even appeared in the New York Times when he was helping work on that project. Courtney Connolly has worked on both cervical cancer and on ovarian cancer, looking at important markers to help determine prognosis and potential treatments, looking at EZH2 and DNA mismatch repair genes. And Andrew has helped to both directly teach our students and make our teaching sessions better by having served as the head of the student liaison committee for the curriculum and on the university-wide Impact 2025, the strategic plan, one of the very few students to serve in that way. And we're so proud of them, and we wish them the best of luck in their residencies. We have a couple of gifts, so please stop by or we can mail. We have a book that is, there we go, about Downstate, a celebration of achievement. So you can learn about some of the people who have been mentioned in the awards. Of course, a Robbins question book, sorry, there we go. And of course, something that you probably would more appreciate is of our token of appreciation for, and our best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Libyan. Our next award is for the Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Stephen Wadowski.
Good evening and congratulations to all the class of 2021 and to all of the awardees. Dr. Richard Day was the first full-time chairman and professor of pediatrics at Downstate Medical Center when it was newly incorporated into the State University of New York. He built pediatrics here as a major clinical department of national importance while he served as chair from 1953 until 1960, and then he went on to become chairman of pediatrics at the University of Pittsburgh. His career is distinguished by contributions such as the recognition of kernicterus and the description and understanding of autonomic neuropathies, including familial dysautonomia or Riley-Day syndrome. When he received the Howland Award from the American Pediatric Society, which is one of pediatrics' highest honors, he was noted to be the quintessential skeptical inquirer. Hoping that she follows in Dr. Day's legacy and becomes an academic clinician making a difference through major strides in pediatric health and healthcare, it is my pleasure to bestow the 2021 Dr. Richard L. Day Award for Outstanding Performance in Pediatrics to Shari Guru Singh. Shari will be doing her residency in pediatrics at New York Presbyterian Columbia University Medical Center, the leading children's hospital in the New York metropolitan area. Congratulations, Shari.
Thank you, Dr. Wadowski. Next, Dr. Jeffrey Fiola will announce this year's recipient of the Department of Psychiatry Award.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me. My laptop just died, so I'm on my phone. Tobias Atkin is this year's recipient of the award for Outstanding Achievement in Psychiatry. He arrived at med school already with 3 peer-reviewed publications in such areas as cannabis use and depression in adolescence and pharmacotherapy of insomnia. He impressed his attendings with his knowledge of psychiatry as well as his professionalism and work ethic. He was also very involved in the Psychiatry Student Interest Group. He led that group and Downstate Pride Club, and he participated in the Peer Mentor Program. He'll be staying in the New York area as he begins residency at Columbia University. So congratulations, Toby, and all the other award winners tonight.
The next award is for the Department of Radiology, Dr. Stephen Ostro.
Thanks, Dr. Putnam. Good evening, everyone. The award for excellence in radiology is named for Dr. Lucy Squire, who was a member of the Downstate faculty and she was a pioneer in radiology education for medical students. It's given to the student pursuing a career in radiology who had the best performance in the radiology clerkship. I'm very happy to present this year's award to Mohammed Abbasaria. After completing his surgical internship at Lenox Hill, Mohammed will begin his radiology residency at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center with early specialization in interventional radiology. Congratulations, Mohammed.
Thank you, Dr. Ostrow. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing the recipient of the first of several surgery awards. The Samuel L. Kuntz Award for Clinical Excellence in Surgery is named after Dr. Kuntz, who was chairman of the Department of Surgery from 1972 to 1977. He was the ultimate academic surgeon, a Fulbright scholar, and an innovator in organ transplantation. He developed the kidney perfusion machine used for organ preservation, performed the first kidney transplant between non-identical twins, and established the role of steroids in treating acute rejection. One of the first African-American department chairs in surgery, Dr. Kuntz created the transplant division at SUNY Downstate. This year's recipient is Michael Sabaris. Congratulations, Michael.
So to present the other awards, I'm sorry, we didn't see you at first. Dr. Robert DeRamo from the Department of Surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to Michael. You did a great job. The whole department was really impressed with your clinical performance, and we all know that you're going to represent our institution very well as a resident at Northwell. Congratulations, Michael. This year, the Clarence Dennis Society Prize for Surgical Scholarship goes to Olachi Olaru. We were very fortunate here at Downstate to match Olachi, and she will be starting her surgery residency with us in July. It was a pleasure to work with you as a student, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish as a resident. We can't wait for you to put your knowledge and compassion to work, not only taking care of our patients, but also teaching our downstate students as well over the next 5 years. Congratulations, Olachi. The John G. Kroll Award for Outstanding Surgical Research goes to Nicholas Suss. Research has been a hallmark of Nick's medical school career. His impressive accomplishments in the lab helped him secure a residency position at a very prestigious surgery program. He will be starting at the University of Chicago in July. Congratulations, Nick, and congratulations to everyone in the class of 2021.
Thank you, Dr. DeRamo. The next set of awards are from the Department of Urology. I'd like to introduce Dr. Jeffrey Weiss.
Thanks, Dr. Putman. Hope everyone can hear me okay. We have 2 awards in urology. I'll start with the one that's on the screen, urological research, and the recipient is Tom Monahan. Tom is just an absolutely amazing student. He was already doing incredible research on the kinetics of nocturnal polyuria when I took him to an international conference that we had in the city that was also attended by Dr. Lazar. And one of the great urologists and professors in Western Europe was there, Dr. Carol Everett, who said to Tom, "Thomas, I think you could get a PhD with the work you're doing." And Tom, taken aback, said, "Oh, no, thanks." And then I kind of took him aside and said, "Tom, I think you can do this." Turns out that that program is actually for people that have doctorates. It does not require taking preliminary coursework. So Tom had to defend himself in a withering fusillade of questions from a very hostile group of the faculty from Ghent University in Belgium. And ultimately, after just an amazing course where he really set the world on fire and has become in his own right one of the great thought leaders in the field of nocturia. He has been awarded his PhD from Ghent University, and I had the pleasure of witnessing that public defense on Thanksgiving morning in 2020. So congratulations to Tom, who will be doing his residency at really one of the most exciting programs in the country nowadays at the University of Texas Southwestern in Dallas. And then for the next award will be to Benjamin Seiden. We actually had 11 people match into urology, and it's quite competitive, so they're all terrific, and this is not to slight anyone, particularly in their clinical acumen. But in terms of what Ben did when he came as an extern, a sub-intern in urology, he just impressed everybody. He was a fan favorite. He got there early, he left late. He was a doctor, and he certainly functioned as such on the team. So he was so popular that we were very fortunate in feeling mutually well about each other, and Ben therefore has matched into urology with us here at Downstate. We'll be spending the next 5 years here at Downstate. I'm very happy to report. So congratulations to both Ben Seiden and Tom Monahan and their families.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss. Next, to announce the recipients of the Humanism in Medicine Award, it gives me great pleasure to call upon my colleague, Dean Sophie Cristoforo.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The Leonard Tow Humanism in Medicine Awards are presented to the graduating medical students, in this case, and a faculty member who best demonstrates the Arnold P. Gold Foundation ideas of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues, as well as demonstrated clinical excellence. I'm very happy to announce that our first recipient is Anjali Jamin. Yay. And I'm going to read a couple of the nominations that were submitted on her behalf. Anjali is who I think of when I think of a humanistic physician. She advocates fiercely for her patients and is dedicated to transforming our healthcare system to be more equitable and just. She was a part of the student COVID leadership group and helped develop, coordinate, and run a call line at Kings County during the height of the pandemic that had clinical year students respond to family members who couldn't visit their loved ones in the hospital and gave them updates because the providers were overwhelmed. She has been very involved in education, rethinking and reform, and working on how to adapt our system to the current needs. I'll read one more. I would like to nominate Anjali Jamin because from my perspective, her involvement in transforming our educational and clinical practices with the most far-reaching, striving to have us be more community-focused and informed, more inclusive, and more cognizant of social determinants and the underlying systemic forces responsible. She was pivotal in the COVID-19 response, has been a HEAL pathway leader, organized the first campus social justice conferences with community partners, and developed a brilliant new podcast focused on health equity, disparities, and advocacy. These are just examples of how she broke new ground in developing novel mechanisms and opportunities for developing and leveraging student advocacy to galvanize positive change in education and patient care, identifying and solving problems through rigorous research and scholarship, critical analysis, clarity of purpose, innovation, teamwork, inclusivity, and leadership. She inspired others with fearlessness, intellectual fortitude, humility, and excitement in recognizing new potential possibilities. Anjali is a beacon and leaves behind a legacy of a process of transformative change and direction for it. Congratulations, Anjali. Our next student recipient and our class president, Jonathan Leong. By the way, these awards are, the nominations come from the entire senior class, and faculty who have been elected to the Gold Humanism Tau Award in prior years. So, Jonathan, there is no other student that I would consider more deserving of this award than Jonathan. As our class president, he has gone above and beyond the call of duty in ensuring his classmates have a rewarding medical school experience. From his constant advocacy for his colleagues to the gentle email reminders to submit assignments that we often forget due to busy schedules, he truly embodies service, respect, altruism, excellence, and compassion. Furthermore, from the few clinical interactions I have had with him, I know he will be an excellent physician who provides holistic, humanistic care for his patients. I'll read one more. I nominate Jonathan Leong because he best exemplifies the characteristics described above. For 4 years, Jonathan has gone above and beyond for his classmates, ensuring everyone had the tools, resources, and updated information to succeed. Jonathan's commitment transcends graduating classes as he serves as a mentor and role model for other downstate students. On the wards, Jonathan listens to his patients, helps them feel heard, and is the first person to jump whenever anyone needs anything, whether it be another patient on the service or a resident or faculty member. It has been an absolute honor and privilege to work alongside him, and I am extremely confident that he will be an amazing physician. Congratulations, Jonathan. And our faculty recipient is Dr. Kaiser Islam. Dr. Islam is truly committed to serving his students, his patients, and his community empathetically, respectfully, and is a beacon of altruism in the work he does for BFC. He is so dedicated to the clinic in ensuring it stays open and functions for the patients it serves. He has put in so much of his own time and effort to run this clinic and engage student efforts in serving our community through his dedication to BFC, Brooklyn Free Clinic. Even during the pandemic, he went out of his way to continue to care for patients in his own clinic, no matter how difficult the transition was, gearing up and shifting to telemedicine and precepting students, even on this new platform. His heart for his work is truly unmatched, and I think he really deserves this Humanism Award. Congratulations, Dr. Islam.
Thank you, Dean Christoforo. The next award is for Outstanding Educator in the Foundations of Medicine. So I'd like to ask Dr. Ricardo Bianchi, the Associate Dean for Foundations of Medicine, to present it.
So good evening and congratulations to the class of 2021. This award is assigned by Dean's Committee to a faculty in recognition of outstanding teaching in the Foundation's years based on the students' course evaluations. This year, the recipient of this award is Dr. Stephen Carton from the Department of Cell Biology. Dr. Carton has served the College of Medicine in multiple capacities over many years. He has important administrative responsibilities as Subunit Director Unit 3 and as a member of the Academic Promotions Committee. He has brought his research and education experience into writing PBL and POPS cases, and his teaching is exceptional both in terms of volume and quality. This year, with over 140 contact hours, Dr. Carton has taught lectures in Unit 3, has guided students in POPS sessions, and has supported small groups in problem-based learning in Units 2, 3, 4, and 5. Students have consistently praised Dr. Carton, and here are some representative comments about their PBL experience. Quote, Dr. Carton gave us all the tools and encouragement we needed for an efficient learning environment. Dr. Carton was ever more involved, kind, and empathetic throughout the unit. I feel so fortunate to have had the chance to have Dr. Carton as our PBL MK facilitator. He always encourages us to go to the appropriate depth and focus on important concepts. And finally, I am very grateful to have Dr. Carton as my facilitator. Dr. Carton does an excellent job with regards to helping his students grow academically and nurturing an environment that promotes critical thinking. He always does an excellent job clarifying concepts we might be struggling with, and he makes the PBL sessions extremely interesting. I could actually go on and on. Students' evaluations give a clear sense of Dr. Carlton's impact on students' learning. And as Associate Dean for Foundations of Medicine, on behalf of the College of Medicine, I'm honored and pleased to present the Outstanding Educator in the Foundations of Medicine 2020-2021 award to Dr. Steve Carlton. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Bianchi. Next, the Clinical Faculty Teaching Awards will be presented by Dean Elke Jacobson-Dickman.
Thank you, Dr. Lazar. It is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Educator of the Year from a clinical affiliate faculty. And this goes to Dr. Jeanette Kerbedin. Dr. Kerbedin is an ED ultrasound fellowship trained emergency medicine affiliate faculty member and the emergency medicine clerkship site director at Maimonides Medical Center. In a short 2 years, this new EM clerkship site became extremely popular with our students. Dr. Kerbedin has rallied her attendings and residents enthusiastically to consistently prioritize our students, even during one of their busiest eras in history. She has overseen the development of clerkship ultrasound and simulation didactics at Maimonides and given each student individual attention, mentorship, and feedback. I'd like to share a few comments about Dr. Kerbedin, as was written by our Downstate EM Clerkship Director, Dr. Linda Fan, and also just a few remarks shared by our students. Dr. Fan writes, Jeanette Kerbedin has been a great partner in educating Downstate's medical students. She is so excited about sharing our specialty with students, constantly looking for ways to engage them and expose them to different aspects of EM, like simulation, ultrasound, EMS, and more. I have found working with her especially easy because she's so communicative and responsive. Last year, during the height of COVID in our communities, we spoke and texted multiple times a day to figure out what we were going to do with our students. Jeanette and her team quickly switched gears and put into place a remote online curriculum to make sure our students still got great exposure to emergency medicine. I'm always impressed by her enthusiasm, energy, commitment to education. This award is well-deserved. Our students say, Dr. Kerbedin is an awesome clerkship director, super patient and fun to work with in the Sim Center. Her lectures were very useful for ED, one of the best clerkship site directors I ever met, very passionate about her job. And lastly, Dr. Kerbedin cared immensely about our education. I thank Dr. Kerbedin for her service to our students and our medical school, and I look forward to nurturing and growing our educational alliances throughout the years. Congratulations. And next, the Hugh J. Carroll MD Award for Excellence in Clinical Teaching. Dr. Sheldon Landisman. Dr. Landisman is a professor of medicine and an infectious disease specialist who has worked through several pandemics, including HIV/AIDS and COVID. He is an experienced educator and has held multiple leadership positions in both undergraduate and graduate medical education platforms. All his service has been in under-resourced communities. He is a true intellect and altruist and has a genuine desire to share his knowledge and experience and give something back of himself. His interest in teaching and mentorship of students and faculty alike is always selfless. Dr. Landisman is generous with his time, expertise, and wealth of experience as a clinician, researcher, and educator. He continues to be involved in clinical education at every level. He's a small group facilitator for Clinical Skills and Foundation, the Medicine Internship Course Director, and the Director of Gateway 3. Dr. Landisman always says yes. At the surge of the pandemic, when our guiding principles were to maintain the integrity of our curriculum and the safety of our students, on top of everything he already does, he feverishly organized an elective about pandemics from flu to COVID, covering the relevant clinical and basic science knowledge, but perhaps most importantly, incorporating history and policy and professional and personal narratives. The humanities disciplines revealed to be so critical during this very recent health crisis. In describing Dr. Landesman as a teacher and mentor, I've previously compared him to Yoda from Star Wars. Like Yoda, Dr. Landesman always encourages his students and mentees to take center stage, to embrace challenge and exploration, failure at times, success at others, all with the goal of eventually gaining confidence, competence, and ultimately independence. As a sub-I director shepherding our students towards their next stages of responsibility, this is critical. On behalf of our medical school, it is my distinct honor, privilege, and tremendous pleasure to congratulate Dr. Landesman for receiving this year's Hugh J. Carroll MD Award for Excellence in Teaching.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobson-Dickman, and congratulations, Dr. Landesman, and all of our award winners. Our last set of awards are for the School of Graduate Studies, and I would like to once again present Dr. Mark Stewart, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Annual Research Day is an event that's sponsored by the graduate school, but includes trainees throughout the campus, all 5 of its schools and the residents in all of the different programs. But each of the graduate students that are graduating this year, we recognize some of the awards that they've accumulated over their graduate career. So we recognize Young Po Chang, Robert. Robert got an American Heart Association Award in 2020 for his work in cardiovascular disease, and a second prize at Annual Research Day in 2018. Lindsay Hill got the May Kin Ho and Michael Dean Award at Annual Research Day in 2016, and a Graduate Student Union Prize in 2015. Florinal Joseph won an Annual Research Day Prize in 2017. Jenny Paredes Sanchez, first prize at Annual Research Day in 2018. Amelia Storman, we've recognized for the First Scott Award for Excellence in Research for her outstanding thesis earlier in the award ceremony. And so we list that here. Lastly, the graduate school has a special award in honor of 2 faculty members who passed in 2013, Drs. Mary Makowski and Vahe Amassian. And we call this the Liberalitas Award. And this is an award given for what we call academic altruism. It's given to the graduate student chosen by the fellow graduate students who's the most significant peer resource for the other students. And so this individual's character and contributions are what distinguish them in the same way that faculty and students valued the contributions and personalities of Mary Makowski and Vahe Amassian. And so this year's recipient of the Liberalitas Award is Jenny Paredes Sanchez. So congratulations, Jenny, and to all the graduate students who are graduating this year. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart. So on behalf of the entire College of Medicine and the School of Graduate Studies, Dean Stewart and Dean Brunicardi and Dr. Lazar and myself and all of the faculty, I again wanted to congratulate all of the awardees and the entire class of 2021. We do look forward to celebrating with you in person or virtually next week during the graduation ceremony on Tuesday. Thank you again for attending and have a great evening. Congratulations again, everyone.